Merry Christmas, everyone. Today I'm cooking a very popular Christmas dish called the chicken hamonado, and it's so simple to do. So let's start by having our whole chicken. I will marinate my chicken with calamansi juice or lemon juice and soy sauce. So if you have time, you can marinate this at least overnight or up to an hour. The marination of the chicken will really help the flavor and the texture of the chicken. Massage, needs a little massage. And you can just leave it in your refrigerator overnight, covered in plastic wrap. Or you can just leave it in your kitchen counter if you're rushing. Just leave it for around a few minutes, an hour to like 30 minutes. Leave it there. And in the meantime, let's start with our sauce. Add some oil. Add some oil. Around a tablespoon or two. And we will saute our aromatics. So this will give all the aroma, the delicious, smells in the kitchen. So we have here our garlic. Let's wait for our oil to heat up. Saute our garlic. Wait until you can smell the garlic in your kitchen. Add our onions. Today I'm using white onions, but you can also use red onions. Saute until our onions are tender. Here I have grated ginger, warm spices to give it, that nice Christmassy flavors and aroma. Star anise. And if you have cloves and cinnamon, you can add that as well. Now it's time to add our chicken. Imagine that our chicken has been marinating overnight. So what I do here, I will just add it to my pot. I will try to sear the skin for a few minutes and turn it over. Now I'll turn my chicken to the other side. Press it down. So, what do we add now? We use the leftover marinade. We don't throw that away. We add it to our pot. Yeah. It's almost just like an adobo, making your adobo with a little bit more ingredients. I'm also adding brown sugar. I'm not adding too much sugar because I'm also using pineapple juice, which is already sweet. So I'm just adding my pineapple juice here. And I'm also adding tomato or banana ketchup or tomato sauce just to give it a nice color and thickness. That is salt. I'm also adding a bit more vinegar for acidity. Just a bit of vinegar for the acidity now. Kasi once you cook the pineapple juice, it cooks off the tanginess, the citrus kind of flavor, the pineapple flavor, and we just add a bit of vinegar just to keep it a bit more sour, to balance the sweet and the salty. Yeah. And we're almost done. We have some pineapple chunks and some red bell peppers. All we have to do now is just to cover our pot and let it cook. So in a few minutes, the juices will reduce, the chicken will be cooked and tender, and later on we will thicken the sauce. We'll add all the other ingredients and glaze our chicken with this very delicious hamonado sauce. And it's called the hamonado when the meat is not cured. There's a difference between the hamon, which we usually have for Christmas. The hamon is cured. what matters really is your intention in terms of what flavor profiles you want to highlight in the dish. So if you want to really highlight the toasted flavor of garlic, you have to cook the garlic first. No? But you have to use temperate heat because the garlic fries so easily. And if you burn the garlic, the food becomes bitter. No? Onions, on the other hand, because there's more moisture, it's more forgiving. So sometimes when you're sautéing, especially at home, you're not just thinking of your cooking, you're also doing other stuff on the side. If you saute your onions first, you know it won't burn immediately. Why? Because it has more moisture. So ideally, tradition says we always start with the garlic. But the more practical thing to do right now is to cook with the onions first, especially if you're kind of busy or you're not very keen in cooking technique. But also it really depends on your background, especially like depends on the cuisine you're cooking. Like for example, Filipinos love to cook with garlic first because we love the garlic flavor. Diba? But on other cultures, they use the onions first because they love the flavor of the onions, like the Indian cooking. You know, they saute the onions and they even toast the onions, you know, to bring out that onion flavor. And garlic takes a backseat. So there's no right, there's no wrong. It really depends on the intention of the cooking. You can use cinnamon, you can use cloves, you can use allspice, you can use ginger, as long as you're looking for that warm and aromatic, kind of spices that give it that kind of holiday cheer, like nutmeg. So what we do here, we just have our chicken. It's boiling, it's simmering away, cooking the whole chicken. And what I like to do, I like to baste the chicken, every few minutes, just to keep the skin on top moist. And I know because I open up the chicken from the backbone, the heat, penetrates the whole chicken faster. So it's going to cook in a much shorter time. And probably this is your best opportunity to make adjustments. Like for me, I like it to be a bit darker. So I add a bit more soy sauce to the whole thing. Yeah. Just a bit more soy sauce. And halfway through, I will also add my pineapple chunks to the side. So this one becomes, tender and probably breaks down and adds to the richness of the sauce. And later on, I will add my bell peppers, but I will not add it too early because I really want it to be, to be visible. So I want to have the streaks of red in my Hamonado. And I will also take the time now to add black pepper. You can use whole peppercorns like our hamon, but here I'm just adding freshly cracked black pepper and let this cook. So this will cook for around 30, 35 minutes, 40 minutes, depending on the size of your chicken. And the flavors will change, every few minutes. It becomes more complex, more rich, more flavorful. I'll just add a bit of salt also. And let that simmer. And in a few minutes, we'll check on it. Yeah, you will notice that the sauce is already changing color. Diba? You're having a nice, like ham sauce color. And it's beginning to thicken up. And you will know that your sauce is thickening up when you simply look at the bubbles around your chicken. The bubbles will turn smaller and smaller as the sauce thickens. It's also very easy to determine if your chicken is parang almost cooked. You just look at the joint, especially sa chicken legs or sa wings, it begins to break or parang magte-tear na yung skin. That means it's already cooked. So this will take a few more minutes. We're getting there. Very nice sauce thickening. I just baste and baste so that I keep the skin on top moist, and you begin to have that nice, very shiny finish. And also, it warms up the top portion to keep it, to make sure that it also cooked from the top. Okay. And I think it's a good time for me to add my bell peppers. I just added my bell peppers para nice flavor as well, but also for aesthetic reasons. When you plate it, there's a bit of red para it looks very Christmassy. So this one will take probably, I guess, 10 to 15 minutes more. Just cover it up. And this one, all we have to do now is turn down the heat and let it simmer for a few more minutes, and we will be plating very soon. So our chicken is done. What I will do now, I will plate our chicken, but the sauce, I will let it thicken a bit more. Beautiful. Here, look at that. I will just thicken our sauce a little bit more. Very nice. Beautiful color. Very thick, delicious with rice or even with pandesal. You can shred the chicken and add it to your pandesal and use this glaze as like a spread of sorts. Yeah, no? So the sauce is done, and now I will garnish it with some sliced pineapple on the side, pineapple all over, and now my sauce is done. Beautiful, thick sauce. We did not add any thickener. It's just the pineapple juice and the sugar and the collagen from the chicken. Have our sauce ready. Now let's plate. If you want to remove the star anise seeds, you can do that. Bite into them. That's good enough. Now let's pour our Hamonado sauce. Oh, beautiful, no? This will surely go well with your other Christmas dishes. You can also do this with just chicken leg quarters para mas madali. But it's beautiful. Look at that. Looks so festive. Smells like Christmas. And we all know everybody loves chicken. So here is another sure hit for your Noche Buena or Medianoche, our chicken hamonado.